Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are doing a GIS Lab Practical and it is really exciting because we are going to work with actual satellite data today. By the end of this video, you will know how to open a satellite image in Python, read its pixel values and display it properly. So we will be trying to load the NDVI map, the kind you see in research papers and GIS reports. And trust me, the first time you see satellite data rendered on the screen in the green and red colors, it really feels amazing. So let's get started, beginning with our Anaconda environmental setup. So for this, you will go to this particular website. All the websites, all the links to various resources are in the description as well as on my GitHub. So you can download them easily to follow the tutorial. So you will go to the website, you will sign in. Then you will go to the distribution here once you're signed in. And you can download the Anaconda distribution or the mini Conda, which is a lighter version according to the operating system that you're working on. Once this is done, I'm not downloading it. You will just go through the typical steps. So remember to install Anaconda as an administrator in your machines because that is the minimum requirement that you will have. Otherwise, you will have permission problems throughout. So once you have downloaded, you will move to the start screen here and just search for Anaconda. So you will get a prompt here which will be automatically coming to you once your Anaconda is set up. So here right now you can see my base environment is active. So I will say Conda deactivate. So you have to run all these commands. So Conda update Conda, Conda update Anaconda, Conda update Jupyter is needed, or you could simply say Conda update dash all, and this would update all the files. So this is only when you are basically already having an installed version of Anaconda or mini Conda and you want to update before you start creating an environment for GIS. In case you're downloading a fresh version, you really don't need to do this. Now once this is done, we will create a fresh environment here. So these are the commands that you need to run. So what are we doing? We are creating an environment by the name of Jupyter environment, and the Python 3.10 version will be used as a default in this. Once this is done, you will activate the Jupyter environment. So I already have this environment created. I will just activate it here. And you can see here that Jupyter environment is now coming here instead of base. So I am inside the environment now. Once you're inside the environment, you will install Notebook and then you will run the Jupyter Notebook command. If you want to see all the packages which are already installed, so I can say pip list. So you can see here I have a lot of packages already installed. I'll be telling you how to install them, but you can just use pip install and you can install whatever packages are needed. So I already have Notebook installed. So I will just run the command of Jupyter Notebook. So you can see here on your local host, this kind of an environment will load up. I will go for a Python 3 kernel here. And this is how my environment starts looking. So you should be here. In case you are running into problems, you can put it into comments and I will try and sort out your problems. Now we need to install the two libraries that we'll be using today. We will be using Rasterio and Matplotlib. So I already have them installed, so I will not be using that. But I have given you commands here. So these are the two commands that you can put here in your notebook. And once you're here, you write it in a cell and you have to run that cell. So once you run that cell, these will be installed. Other thing that you could do is that you can go back to the environment, and in the environment, I could type out these commands. This. So I've already activated. I could just simply say conda install -c, conda-forge, rasterio and matplotlib. I personally recommend using conda-forge for raster.io specifically because it's a GIS library with some very complex dependencies. And the conda-forge version handles most of them very cleanly. So this is very easy to use and it does not really give any much conflict. So I prefer using this. Once done, let's just try and see what versions do I have. So just to be sure that I have raster.io properly installed, I write a command here, import raster.io, and I print the raster.io version. So here the format is raster.io dot double underscore version double underscore close brackets, and I'll be seeing of the version which is installed. So it means that I have the correct version installed. I have it properly installed. Now let's move on to the code part. So I'll just walk you through the code that I have. So this entire code is available for you to just download and use it. So we've imported both the packages here. We import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. Why? Because typing this would be a little huge. So we just say plt. So the name of this entire package becomes plt. And wherever I want to use this, I just put plt dot and I'll be able to use the methods inside this particular package. Now this with rasterio.open. Now this is basically a raw file that I'm putting. So R means raw value. So this will be my location of the file that I want to open in a raw format. So I have a particular NDVI image. So I had downloaded these images yesterday. Out of that, I have basically taken the path. So wherever file, suppose I have day2 data. So I'll show you how to go about it. So this is my day2 data. I will open it and this is, you can see, my NDVI file. So I'll say right click and I will say copy as path. And once I'll just show you on my notebook also. So on my notepad, see, if I put this path, this is the path that I am getting. So this is the same path that I have put over here. So I have opened this file as the source. So I have given this raster value here and this is taking this file over here. This is read into src. The good part is that raster.io, once it's opened the files, it closes it also automatically after the work is done. So this file is read into src and now raster has a value of src.read 1. 1 here simply means read the band 1 as a 2D NumPy array. So band 1, now NDVI basically would have only one band, but there may be images which have different bands. So I am specifying which band do I want to read over here. And this is read into raster. Now further on what is happening, I am saying plt.imshow raster. So this is simply converting all these numbers inside the raster into colors because now it is put into a imshow function. And then this is adding a heading here. So you can see here in the output, I'm getting a heading which is added by the plt.title. The color bar is basically this color bar that I'm giving. And here it is I'm telling you what color gradients to use. So these values are approximate values of whatever is shown over here. And plt show. So over here, it is just to display this value. So you can see here, this is displayed. So essentially what we are doing is we are taking a grid of numbers, turning it into a colored map, and that's all. So this is done. Now the other part here is I'm reading another file here, a shape file. So in the same data that I had, I have a shape file here. See, it's an AutoCAD shape file. So it is generally a .shp file, which is the shape of the boundary or the polygon that I generally use to be able to tell my area of interest or the region of interest. So here we have read that and here we have displayed that. So here you can see this is the shape file which is coming along. So this is the area which was probably taken in for the shape file. We've set up an environment of Anaconda. We have installed certain packages here. So we installed these two packages particularly, Matplotlib and Rasterio. And then we moved on to read the NDVI file into this environment. So this is up and running. If you run into any problems, let me know. Otherwise, we will continue further on with a lecture and then a practical like this. Thank you.